Hi, everyone. My name is Kevin Kotz, and I'm a professor in the history department. And I just wanted to welcome you to our History 405, Section 1 and Section 6, which is titled the Advising Lab. And I've given you my email here and my office. Even though we are asynchronous, I'm happy to meet you in my office if you're on campus someday. So I thought I'd start off with this, with giving you a little bit of background on myself, since I'm going to ask you in this course to make a video of yourself, talking about who you are and why you're in the history department and so on. I thought I would do something similar. Now, first of all, as you can see, this is an AI generated photo. I am teaching Roman Republic, so my area is Roman history, and I usually teach those courses. And so I'm teaching Roman Republic now, and over the summer I took a course, actually two courses, on using AI in the classroom. And one, they wanted us to create a AI image of ourselves. So I just popped it in and said, popped up a picture of myself and said, make me a Roman reading a scroll. So this is what it produced. Anyway, who am I? So I started off with a BS in biological anthropology at the University of Michigan. This is essentially just a biology and anthropology degree. I started working in a neurology lab in the Department of Neurology at University of Michigan and loved running a lab, loved doing all the experiments. We were studying Parkinson's and Huntington's disease, but I decided I didn't want to do my PhD on science or in science. So I went back and did a BA in religious studies because I'd always been interested in religion and, you know, how people come to it, and especially all the arguments that happen within that. So I did a BA in religious studies, really looking at early Christianity. And then I decided to do my MA in Greek and Hebrew at the Graduate Theological Union in Berkeley. And then I ended up doing my PhD at a place probably most people haven't heard of, but it's Macquarie University in Sydney, Australia. And it's a very famous university there, especially for ancient history, because they teach all types of ancient history. I've been a full professor in the department for a couple of years. I've been teaching at East Bay since 2007 when I was hired as a lecturer. And for the past 4 years, I have been our director of general education. So I've been overseeing all of your GE courses, the GE program, and so on. But I am now back to teaching. Okay, you're probably wondering why you're doing this course. So this, of course, oh, first, I've already said this, welcome to the course. This is tied to your History 201 course, which is essentially an introduction to the study of history. And this is a one-unit lab, and we created this for a number of different reasons. One is we wanted to make sure that students knew exactly what our history major was or is and what you can do with it. We also want to make sure that you know how to use all the university's advising tools. So what you'll see is that individual faculty will be advising you. So we'll make appointments with you in the fall. It's usually middle of October to do spring courses, and hopefully you've already met with somebody to plan out your courses for the fall. Anyway, so you'll know all about the advising tools, and then we also want to make sure you understand how the major is set up and the type of courses that you can take so that you feel confident when you're choosing your courses, or confident when you're talking to your advisor, which might be me, depends, on what you want to do and how we can make that happen. Okay, what else will we be doing in this course? So there are lots of things that our department does for our students, and there's lots of opportunities to get involved as much as you want to. There are scholarships. We give out quite a few money. In fact, I think last year we gave over $10,000 to our students. There are internships where you can actually go and kind of be a teaching assistant in a course. There's research experiences with various faculty, and we have lots of other ways for you to get involved in the department. And the image that I have at the top of the screen is taken from our Instagram posts. And so we have a pretty active Instagram. So if you're ever interested in doing something like that, you can certainly help with this. And of course, now that you're in our department, you are definitely part of our community. And part of this lab is to make you feel welcome to the department and to help you feel connected. Because if you're taking the course, and this course is asynchronous, but if you're taking our degree totally online, you might feel a little disconnected from your community. And we're hoping that this lab will show you how to stay connected with people. We'll have various videos from instructors later on in the semester. And of course, all of you in this course are either beginning at the university or coming in as transfer students. So we want to make sure that you know everybody. And right now our enrollment is about 40 students. So we've got a pretty big incoming class. And I mentioned this a little bit before, I mean, I'm making an intro video to the course so you can see me and get to know me a little more. I'm also going to have you do that in the first week, and I'll show you how to do that in case you don't know how. Okay, so how is the course going to be organized? So we have 8 modules, each lasting 2 weeks. So this semester is about 16 weeks, plus a week of break at Thanksgiving. And we designed this so that each module looks exactly the same. So you'll know what to do, what to expect, and so on. What we'll usually do, what I will do, I keep saying we, but it's really me. What I will do is give you an introduction to the module, let you know what you need to do, and then usually have a small assignment. And in most all cases, it's a discussion board where, for example, we'll have you go look at some advising tools, and then I want you to come back and talk about your experience with them and what you found and so on. This is a graded course, so it's only 1 unit. Most of your courses are going to be 3 units or 4 units. So we want to keep the work level fairly low. And low stakes just means it's not like you're going to take a final exam that's worth 60% of the course. There's a bunch of small discussions. There's one short essay due towards the end. But really, we just want to get you familiar with our department, familiar with faculty, familiar with your degree. And really, this is your chance to reflect on all of this. And you should probably spend at least an hour on this course. Sometimes it's less. It just depends on what we'll have you do. And when you start looking through the syllabus, you'll notice that there are some readings to do. I will tend to make a short introduction video to each module just to let you know what we'll be doing. And then there are usually there are some links in the course that will take you to various resources on campus, like the library and our writing center and so on. So there'll be some things to click on. And then this is the last slide I have for the introduction to this course. If you ever have any questions, please send me an email. I'm happy to meet with you in person. I can certainly meet with you by Zoom. You can send me an email directly, and I've given you my email at the very beginning of this video. Plus, it's on the syllabus and in the Canvas course. If there are general questions about the course and what you're doing, certainly put them in the discussion board if we have a discussion board like that. And even if we don't, if we have a discussion board on an assignment and you're having an issue, please just pop it in there. If it's something personal, like if you have a question about your grade, or if something comes up and you can't do a particular assignment by the due date, don't put that in the general discussion board. Send me a direct email, and not a message through Canvas, but send me a direct email so that I will be sure to see that. Because part of what we're here for is to support you in finishing up your degree, getting to know history, and so on. And everyone usually has questions about something, so don't be shy about asking questions. Anyway, I will see you in just a little bit in our asynchronous course.